Hello, and welcome to the Friedman Archives blog. Now, normally I don't do camera reviews, and I'm not going to make an exception today, but I did want to share with you an interesting characteristic I discovered about the new flagship camera from Sony, the A99. Best camera Sony has ever produced to date. Best image quality and all sorts of other synergies about the SLT design, which I'm sure you're already familiar with. What's the anomaly I discovered? It has to do with wireless flash. Something near and dear to my heart. Those of you who purchased my books know I've devoted an entire chapter to wireless flash. So you know it's very important, it's easy, it's inexpensive, blah, blah, blah. When you move your light, you can get great results. So let me show you the difference in response times for wireless flash, starting with my favorite workhorse, the A900, Sony's previous full-frame 24 megapixel. Now you know the A900 does not have a pop-up flash for triggering the wireless. Why did they do that? Well, marketing department told them to. You need an external flash put on top, such as this F20AM flash. So you put it up, and this one communicates to this one wirelessly. Let's look at the lag between when the first pre-flash goes out and when the final exposure is taken. Don't blink or you'll miss it. There you go. Almost instantaneous. That's fast. That's the way wireless flash should work. It's been working that way for 20 years, ever since Minolta invented it. Okay, next. Going down the generational line, this is the A77 SLT, and probably the fastest wireless flash response for an SLT. Let's do it and watch again the delay between here and here. A little bit slower. Tolerable, but slower. Most people would never notice it. Now, let's see what happens when you trigger it with the A99. Again, the A99 doesn't have a wireless flash. You need one of these. And because they changed the hot shoe, you also need this cute little adapter. And if you read the rest of this month's blog, you'll understand the history of the hot shoe and know why Sony made that decision. So, turn the camera on, put the pop-up flash up, and here we go. Wow! That's a huge delay. By my measurements, it's about 0.4 of a second, almost half a second. Okay, is this important? Well, it depends on what you shoot. If you shoot things that don't move, like static subjects, adults that pose for you, it's not an issue. If you're like me and you shoot children like 2 years old, the kind where the expression doesn't last more than a nanosecond, a delay like that can make the difference between getting the decisive moment and getting an expression that looks like this. It may be interesting. I may be the only person on the planet that's affected by it. Most professionals who shoot children at 2 years old, they use the higher power strobes with better response time and pocket wizards, and they invest in higher end equipment. Anyway, let me show you another interesting thing. If you take the same F20 flash and put it on top of the A77, you can actually trigger the wireless flash this way. Why would you want to? Well, you wouldn't. But let me show you what happens when you do. Put it on and fire. Wow! That's the same shutter lag as what we've had with the A99. Keep in mind, the pop-up flash on the A77 does it faster. Well, why would that be? Well, you can't blame it on the flash, because when you put it on the A900, it works perfectly. Is it a firmware issue? I don't know. Anyway, for those of you who are looking at this video just on YouTube, not from the blog, I don't want you to walk away with the wrong impression. I love this camera. It's the best one Sony ever made. Hi, Oliver. Best one Sony ever made. And you have all the benefits of the SLT design. You have the EVF. You can see what your exposure is going to be like before you shoot. This is what the cat's tail is. Say hello to everybody. This is Oliver, everybody. 2 months ago, you saw his face in the other blog post. You can see what your color balance and exposure is going to be like before you actually shoot. You can have autofocus that doesn't hunt during video, because using phase detection instead of contrast detection autofocus. My favorite feature of this camera is one that people don't talk about much. It has the twist and flip display. Now, a lot of amateur cameras have it, but this is the only professional camera in the world that offers it. When you're shooting kids at eye level, you no longer have to get down on the ground in order to do that. You just twist it like this and then look down. Piece of cake. When you're my age, that's a big deal. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. You can read the rest of the blog and my other adventures in photography by going to friedmanarchives.com/blog. Thank you for joining me.